Alright guys, if you're here from the other video, yeah, I'm currently trying to figure out what's going on with my internet. So, I'm notifying everybody. I'm watching everything. But yeah, if your screen is spinning, oh my god, I can't talk. Then sorry, I'm trying to anywho, so okay, we might be back on. This is what happens when you live in a hole. Anyway, hi. Before we decide to lose internet again, I was gonna show you. Yeah, do a speed check. Yeah, no, it's the internet, sister. It's going. It's at 227.49 kilobytes per second or something like that. It's just our internet's crap. Like it literally. We have a long house and it's at the end of the house, and so yeah, I was thinking that the mobile hotspot would work better, but. Anyway, so here's Autumn Shimmer, and Becky's gonna be a complete flick you. No, it is definitely not you guys. It is my fault. And of course I've got to scream at Becky again. Maybe it's the light. I don't know. Anyway, I do. Ashley's got. Oh crap. Okay, she's acting right again. I have a ring light over here. Yes, so I'm super excited about this one. This girl has done very well for me, and she was at a really good price. Absolutely love her. Yes, I agree, Kara, 100%. She is, she's gonna go in and show at Briar Midwest, hopefully. But yeah, like I said, she's done well. Probably, I mean, you know, it's Briar Midwest. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, I'm super excited. She's gorgeous. I love her. The only thing is I did have a hard time picturing her, and that's something we'll talk about later. But, yeah, I had a really hard time picturing her because she's glossy. So, that's one thing that I'm not very familiar with. So, if anybody in the comments wants to tell me kind of what they do to do the glossy deal, let me know. But that's going to be later. So, anyway, we learned that Premier Club stuff is going to happen next month. Yeah, I agree 100%. I've got a bunch of glossy Peter Stones too that they're tough. But yeah, so oh my god, what was I talking about again? Good god, my brain is so gone, guys. Okay, well, we're just gonna go over the Just About Horses. I know I'm trying not to take forever, but this is just stuff that's normal. But here's the Just About Horses magazine. So yes, this is the next. Her name is Lavinia. This is one of the Collectors Club models that they will release. I'm super excited because I don't own any of her anymore. Super pretty. She is kind of like a silver. What would you guys call it? It's not a Sabino. It's yeah. Yep. There you go. Yeah, brain is definitely not braining today at all, Jen. You are 100% correct. And then it goes over. I haven't looked at this yet, so you guys are seeing it with me. It goes over the Flinka being our celebration horse, so super excited about her. Also sparked the, yeah, see, and I don't know how to fix that. Most of mine that I did were outside, but we'll talk about that later. Because if anybody's got, yeah, if anybody's got anything to suggest on that deal, you let me know. This is pretty much just covering Briarfest, so I'll let you guys look at that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. So I did look into the Briarfest Best Customs Contest. Those good lord, those this year were flipping phenomenal. I mean, good god, they were amazing. The one that the most extreme, yeah, that was a really pretty one. She, something about, yeah, anyway. And then the glow-ups and everything. I think the glow-ups are probably my favorite. I did have a chance to bid on a glow-up by one of our participants in the show. But, light, okay. Oh, block the outside light. Okay. Adding more glare. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, Kara. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Because, well, I was going to suggest just outside too, but that might be better, honestly. I have got to get more lights. Like, that's another thing I was going to talk to you guys about later. Is, I was going to get more light. I've got to get more lights. Okay. Haha, y'all. So, super funny. And I want to say this is for, this is for, yes. Oh my God. Yeah, he was gorgeous. So a funny deal is Briar came out with, shout out to Briar. We all know that Briar does not pack worth a crap, number one, because of the fact that, you know, we have had so many broken models, so many damaged models. Well, they decided they were going to come out with this guy, packing with confidence. And so I want to say that it's for transporting stuff in like a move, but still, you know, we all know that Briar does not know how to pack their stuff. I don't think that they themselves have control over it, but still. So I thought that I'd give you guys a laugh on that whole thing. I know a girl that owns this guy now, or this gal, something. I want to say it's a dude. And he's, yeah, very pretty. Very, very pretty. I don't know who the painter is, though, so. And then they are coming, oh, gosh. Oh, okay. Oh, Briar Midwest stuff. Cool. Yeah, they cover Briar Midwest in here, too. And I was like, wait a minute. No, it's not. No, it's not in March. We're like, wait a minute. So I think that's pretty much the interesting part. Yeah, they're pretty much, I'll have to look at this a little bit more. They did release this Phoebe on the little Gypsy Vandermold, this one, in the lamp. So I'm wondering if they're going to do that for the vintage club, but I'm not sure. Talk about Big Lex in here. And then kind of an exciting thing is I'm super excited about this one. Because I did have a couple of horses that I bought off of eBay that looked like this. They were both traditionals, custom stablemates. And I kind of regret selling them, but they needed to go to a new home. Yeah, so there was a 2024 late release list. We all know Tannenbaum. What are y'all's predictions for this year's holiday surprise horse? Okay, another thing too is the 2025 product guide. Somebody would tell, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but they were telling me they wanted Rosanna really bad, and I agree 100%. I'm going to try to get this guy. Directions are really bad. I'm going to try to get this guy too. He's gorgeous. And I'm going to try to get the Polo Pony too. But that's going to be a later when my job is all situated, but trying to see if anything else. I think that's about really it. Yes. Oh, okay. And now we're gonna go over the Briarfest stuff. So, or the Briarfest. Here's Premier Club, the Premier Club releases. So we're just waiting on this gal right now. She's gonna have that run of 75 silvers, and then, you know, the normal run of the normal color. I do have a glossy Cosimo, and I did have the braided mane Rowan, but I did sell her to be able to afford Briar Midwest stuff. Yeah, that would be awesome, honestly. That would be really cool if they did something like that. And then here's all the Vintage Club releases. I'm gonna try to get an Admiral and Wings for my mom. She absolutely loves this guy. And they did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 releases on that. That's kind of neat. So, And then the Stablemate Club, which is the one that I'm in now, we're still waiting on her, and we're still waiting on Harbinger, which I'm keeping Harbinger. I'm not much of a deco fantasy person, but I do like Harbinger a lot. And I am kind of excited about this girl because I think she'll be fun to show. We did get the paint. She's actually right here for the Stablemate Club Gambler's Choice stand. Good Lord, stand. She's trying to yeet herself off the desk. And then we have all the Briarfest stuff. So, awesome. And Becky's not gonna... Yeah, see, I absolutely love him. I think they did such a good job with him. I'm a Pegasus fan, though. I do like the winged horses. Yeah, we had a lot of crazy colors and micro runs this year for Briarfest. I do have the Good Times and Great Friends. I have that, and then I think I do have the dog, but he's gonna be for sale at Briar Midwest. And of course I've got about 4 copies of this guy because I ended up with 3 of them from Briarfest tickets. And then I got one at Mid-Kansas for overall champion mini.
Don't know that you can get a domain from Squarespace.
I agree. It's going to be nuts, Karen. Absolutely insanity. And then I do have the cropped mane Becky. Oh my God, woman, you are just... I'm about to yeet you.
Whatever your dream, Squarespace is how
Yeah, see, I'm with you on that one, Jen.
Get yours before it's
I just stare at her.
Make it
She's acting right.
off your domain or website.
I'm with you on that one. I agree. More realistic colors. I've seen some really pretty. You've probably seen more than me, but really pretty realistic fantasy horses that have just the phenomenal like feathers. Like they just do such a good job on those wings. Like just drool, you know. But I do have the cropped mane. Anyway, what do y'all have from the Briarfest stuff? I haven't even asked y'all yet. Who did you keep? Who did you sell? I kind of want to do the Best of Briarfest set. I want to get that, what we would call the, oh gosh, what was her name? She's this mare, and then I want to get him, because I don't have very many appies that are worth a crap, I should say. This one is our glossy model for Briar Midwest this year. I don't know how I feel about him. I think I was talking to Bambi Gore the other day, guys, and she said that she's not sure how she feels about him either. But I know for a fact that we could probably trade him for something or sell him. I know that Madison ended up, I think she got the glossy long mane version of Let the Good Times Roll. I did have a couple of these and I did sell them because, you know, had to get the money. I do have her. She's probably going to be for sale. Bellissima Sapphire. Yeah, see, I'm not sure how I feel about him. I mean, he might, that's kind of what we were talking about. He might be pretty in person, but right now we're just not feeling the vibe. And he's, to me, you guys know I'm always show-minded. I don't know how we would show him. If y'all have a suggestion, you let me know. I know American Warmblood maybe, but I don't know yet. I also have a Hoopla, not the glossy. He'll be for sale. And then, God, look at all these. These are some of the auction molds, and like the prize molds. I do know that one of our Kansas people, I think she got, I want to say she might have gotten something. She won something. So she got one of these models. I can't remember which one though. This guy, I am absolutely in love with this guy, and I love this guy. Absolutely love him. She's gorgeous. Got directions, guys. Sorry. She's gorgeous. A glossy legend. I would lose my ever-loving mind. Ooh. Yes. Okay. See, how do you feel, Kara, about YOLO? I loved him at first, but then I was kind of like, meh. I don't know. I love that Brishan mold, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. And okay, get this party started in buckskin. Hold on. I can't remember which one that one is. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. See, I loved that buckskin though. I didn't think I did, but I bought, oh, I did get Kava to Kava, this guy. He actually did pretty good at Mid-Kansas, so I was pretty excited. Anybody get any of the surprise molds and like them? I mean, I like the glossies. I always like the glossies. I did get the blue roan. I did pull the blue roan. But I sold him because, you know, needed the money. Oh, yeah, so here is the releases, like the destination releases. We did get picked for Machu Picchu. Yes, okay. Yeah, he is pretty. He is very pretty. I definitely agree. We did get picked for Machu Picchu. I did buy Prague from a Kansas friend of mine. I don't know how I feel about Mallorca. Salzburg was pretty. I do have Maddox still. I'm going to try to get the frog. I am. I really am. Whenever I can get a moment, I absolutely just love the frog. And then when we did do this, the customer appreciation, I pulled, okay. Well, let's see. Yeah. And you know, I agree with you on that one, Karen. He's just interesting. He's up and down for sure. See that deco, if I can find one that's for a decent price. I haven't seen very many people selling them. I'm going to try to get from my mom because she's the deco person. But yeah, the blue roan was very pretty. But yeah, I'm going to try to get the frog. I did get the gray of the Gambler's Choice on the web special. So I was pretty excited. That's the one I wanted. And he actually did nan his first time when I got him out. So that was pretty cool. And we did get, I didn't tell you all this, but we did get the gold charm with our Darius. So, excuse me, good Lord. But I pulled the POA and I traded him for the Spinnaby with Madison. So, because I think she was like, hey, I can sell him. What do y'all think about this set too? I wasn't sure about that set. It's the 75th annual traditional whatever. I love the mare. I don't know how I feel. And the foal. I don't know how I feel about the stallion. It's on the proud American family. Proud Arabian family. And then we also got the release of, so the Paddock Pals that they're coming up with, like the rubbery ones, those guys are killing it right now. Like they came out with the, okay. So were those the ones you wanted, Jen, or was it different? But yeah, the Paddock Pals this year, they're kind of killing it. They've got an Appaloosa that I absolutely love. I've got the Arabs. I've got an Arabian unicorn, and then I've just got a regular, like, liver chestnut Arabian. Becky, I swear, on my toes, I'm going to beat you. Ugh. Screaming at Becky all night long. Sorry, guys, this is... Really? Okay. Yeah, he's very pretty. His color throws me off, I guess. I don't know. That could be why. But that mare, I think that mare is absolutely gorgeous. Have you shown him yet, Kara? Yeah. Okay, I got you, girl. I got you. It takes me a little bit. I'm sorry. Have you shown him yet, Kara? Because I'm not sure how to show him. Would he be an era Appaloosa something? Yeah, see? I know. See, that's what I was thinking, because they're kind of, I don't know where I put mine. She's somewhere. She's hanging around somewhere. But, yeah, they're very rubbery. They're very, like, flexible. I guess they're pretty much made to bang around on, like hit on, like, little kids, So here's the, so here's the Halloween, of Halloween horses here. I didn't really pay attention a whole lot to these guys. This guy just launched Killington. Killigan. This girl, I'm kind of excited about. She's very pretty. But I'm not, I'll have to see how I feel about that. Let's see. trying to see if there's anything else. I think that's it. Oh, I saw, okay, so here's your Tractor Supply horses for this year. Oh, really? Okay. An Era Appaloosa. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so he'd be a few spots. See, I was wondering about that. That's why I was on the fence about him. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna use like a word that some kids do these days. The collectas are slapping. Like this Percheron slaps hard. Like I need to get him and lickety split like, because he is gorgeous. And then here are your Tractor Supplies. I'm getting him, girl. I saw him in person, and it might have to be one of those where you have to look at him, like, you know, see the boxes. There's like 3 of them on the, hold on, 3 of them on the shelf, and it might have to be a fact that you got to look and pick which one. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I love it. I love it. Yeah, this guy, he slaps hard. I've got the Brabant, I think, that I got with like some order or something we had to do, and they're actually really nice. Like, I don't know why, but I love collectas. And yes, I agree with you, Jen, 100%. I'm gonna try to get the FFA, because, you know, I was big into the FFA 4-H stuff. I'm gonna try to get the FFA horse, but this guy, I saw it in person. Like, look him up. He's worth it. I 100% think so. And I'm pretty sure there is something we could show him as. Because you know me, guys. You know me. Always showing. Always thinking about show stuff. But anyway, so, are you guys ready to talk about our topic? Even though I went off subject, like, hardcore. Because, yeah, you guys are awesome. I love it when I've got some people. I know, she is gorgeous. And she's kind of, she's on that quarter horse mare mold. And I love that mold anyway, just because she's really simple. Oh my God, Becky. Becky be acting not right today. She's like drunk or something. See, I'm going to have to, yeah. And if not, we can order them online too, but there we go. Okay. So, is the music okay, or is it too loud for you guys? Can you guys hear me okay? I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, that is all I have for you guys. I'm gonna let you guys know that next week. Yeah, I know, right? Now that we have got, I'm looking at some stuff right quick. Hold on. Making sure I'm up with all my stuff. Okay. Now that we've got all of that oh my God, guys, brain is not braining. As Jen said, brain is not braining. I'm so glad you guys are here, though. I'm super excited because you guys are like talking, and I love it. So are you guys ready to talk about our topic today? Because I'm super excited. Like I said, there's a lot more people that know more than I do about this. I literally just started my own photo show series. But I'm going to do this from like a different standpoint, not just a exhibitor, but more so like a photographer, because I have been doing that a lot longer. And it is my business. It is small and, you know, every so often, but it is my business still. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I have won awards with my photography. So there's something, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like being, you know, arrogant or anything like that about it. I'm just saying that I'm very confident with talking about photography versus some of the other stuff, you know, that like sometimes my breed assignment, you know, meh, a lot of people know more than I do. So yeah, that's my disclosure for today. Let me figure out how to get this going though right quick. So I'm going to do my be right back. Give me a second. So Karen, you are in my photo show this time. How do you feel about it? Do you like how it is running? Do you like the, oh my God, where did it go? Oh my goodness. Okay. Do you like how it's running? Is it relatively like got a good direction? Is it organized? Let me know. Cause I always like, oh, and Kara's in here too. Yeah, what do you guys feel? Are you guys like them? Are you guys wanting to do more? I'm always liking to learn. I'm always wanting to learn about stuff. Awesome. Awesome. So, I'm probably, you guys are going to be the first, and this is kind of another thing I wanted to talk to you about, guys, about. So, my normal people that, usually show up for my videos, I'm probably going to start, I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but there's a thing called Patreon, or there's a thing where you can subscribe and become a subscriber. Not what you guys are now, but something different, to where it's like a membership thing. And people who are members of this whole thing, like the whatever I'm thinking about, I don't know yet. I've got to discuss it with somebody. You guys can like pay like a fee or something and become a member and get extra stuff. Okay. Yeah, Jen. Okay. We'll help you with it, girl. Oh, thanks. Awesome. Okay. See, I don't know why, but so I showed cattle for most of my life, and people usually did something like that banner wise, for, the champions and whatnot. So I like doing them because it gives you guys, like, whoever wins, it gives you guys a spotlight. But I like doing the daily door prizes too, because just in case somebody doesn't place, somebody can still. Now, yes, I believe in busting your butt and kicking everybody's butts. But I do like being able to give somebody something back for participating, for entering, for paying their money, because it's not easy. Like, I'm not a big fan of $20 entry fees. But for this show, since we had 3 separate deals, 3 separate divisions, I had to, because there was no way the $15 was going to cover all of the stuff that I had to get. So yeah, it was, I hate it, but it had to happen. Just because. So you guys are going to be the first to hear. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I tried to do them every day, but that didn't happen. So yeah, Jen, if you want to enter my next show, you guys are going to be the first to hear it. I need to talk to Madison because she kind of helps me keep sane, but I'm thinking I'm going to put a poll out, but the next one's going to be in December, because I'm going to do it bi-monthly, because that gives me a chance to breathe and judge and everything, because there's no way that I'm going to run another show while this is like, no, because we're still judging, we're still looking at stuff. There's a lot of prep that goes into the next one, so we're going to do bi-monthly. I can't do monthly. I don't know how other people do it, but I can't do it. So it's going to be a Christmas themed show, but I'm going to run it. I'm going to do a poll probably like this weekend, whenever all of the awards are in and I start sorting and everything. I'm going to probably do, so you guys can choose. If you guys have any suggestions, you let me know, because I was thinking about doing a complete just CMAR show only. I'm trying to think of another option, or the separate. So we do CM only, AR only, and it's probably going to be that, because I like doing them separate, because that's less that you guys have to pay for entries, and it's easier for me to go through. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm not sure yet. So anywho, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, because I'm still open to whatever. I don't think I'm going to do performance. I don't feel, oh, yay. That's awesome. I love it. I don't think I'm going to do performance just yet until I feel more, I'm going to have to get some performance judges, just because of the fact that I'm not very good at it. I've never done it. Yeah, see, same here. I love documenting everything. Like, I literally documented so much crap for this Briar Midwest deal because I didn't know what they wanted. Or, I know what they wanted, but I'm like, you have that moment where you kind of like second guess yourself. Yes, one of us is one of us. Thanks, Jen. Okay, guys, I'm going to get started so I'm not taking up all of your evening. So this is a photo show crash course. I say that as being, I'm mainly going to talk about, just barely skim over some stuff. It's not going to be 100%. If you guys have any questions or anything you ask me, let me know 100%. Yes, amen to that, Jen. I have learned so much this year, period, and I've learned a lot from my entrance in my show, too. I saw somebody showing a Darius the other day as a Colorado Ranger horse, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. I was like, heck yeah. So, I thought that was so cool, because I was going to show him as a Mustang, but hey, you know. So, anywho, but anyway, welcome to the photo show crash course. I'm going to try to use all of my photos. Some of them aren't, and I'll let you know which ones are and aren't. Both of these are mine. So, I've been doing photo shows for at least a couple of years, at least a year. And I like them. I think they're a lot of fun. I'm starting to like it more as organizing one than I do actually showing in one. But there's quite a few. So, hi. I'm going to click on this then. Okay. So what we're going to cover pretty much is what is a photo show. And give me a second. I'm going to move myself over here. Where to find them. So we're going to talk about where to find them. We're going to talk about kind of getting started and getting prepped for a photo show, and then the proper exhibition of your model. I got to remember what that was about. I haven't looked at this since I did it like at work yesterday. Nobody say anything. It's not like we have anything to do right now because they won't let us. So anyway, you guys work at your jobs. Actually work at them. Don't be like me. And I'm pretty sure that's going to entail like how to properly label your photo, or, you know, how to properly, like the things you need to put on your photo, or in the comments if you don't know how, if you can't label them, because I know some people's phones work different than mine. So that's kind of going to be what it is. Okay, there we go. So okay, can you all hear me? I'm so sorry. I was talking to myself. What I was saying, I muted my microphone without, because my microphone changes color. So if it's like red, and then when I mute it, it turns red, I can't always tell. So hi, I was talking to myself. Oh God. Okay. Anyway, what I was saying is, I am so sorry, guys. It has been a day. So model horse photo shows, most of you guys know and have been there. And if you haven't, that's okay. Welcome. Hi. It's a photo-based model horse show. It's mostly on, thanks, Jen. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. See, I did it a lot last, so Halloween, we played a scary game, and, yeah, I was talking to I had to mute my microphone because I lost my internet. So I was like, I'm not going to hear, you guys don't need to hear me say the F word about 40 times. Not yet, at least. We're not there yet. But if you do, if you want to watch us, Ashley and I game, I'm going to try to live stream it later. We'll see. But anyway, that's totally like, I'm not school. I don't have my school, voice on after that. So I'm going to be cussing a lot. But anyway, we're going to try to do that later tonight. I don't know yet. Ash, if you're still down for it, let me know. But anyway, so yeah, they're perfect for people who cannot make it to live shows all the time. I make it to at least 3. This will be 3. Mid Kansas and INL were the ones that I usually went to. You know, I don't know yet, girl. That might be interesting. I'd have to change my entire thing on here because I've got it set up with my account, but I don't know yet. I'll have to figure that out. It might take me a little bit, but I'll let you know. But INL and Mid Kansas were the 2 that I mainly went to because they were so close. Plus, you know, I'm a full-time worker and a farm wife, so but yeah, it's anywho. So and it's a little bit more affordable than having to travel and all of that stuff, and you can enter as many horses as you want. What I was saying too before I forgot that I was muted is Select Arcane on YouTube. She's Canadian. She has a really cool video on Canadian model horse history. But it talks about, you know, mailing in photos for photo shows. So you guys want to learn about that. I watched that the other day and thought it was amazing. So yeah, go ahead and watch her stuff. Watch that video particularly because it talks about photo shows and how people used to professionally hire people to take their photos for them for their model horse stuff, like for their photo shows. I know I missed you. Yes. Yeah, I better see you there, girl. I mean, I'm going to have my 5 tables like I did last time. And Jen was not there too. Yeah, I missed Jen too because I think something came up, Jen. I couldn't remember what it was, but I missed you then too. But I know Jen was for sure at Mid-Kansas. We were all at Mid-Kansas partying hard and running around crazy. But yeah, it's so most of the photo shows are on Facebook and stuff now. There is a couple online ones. Anyway, yeah, they're easier to manage for sure. So here's a couple of the options. Breyer does put on a photo show. I've never tried it. If anybody has, let me know. Let me know how your experience was because I might. I don't know yet. But most of them are on Facebook. There is one on the online model horse photo show website. I've never tried that one before. It looks a bit complicated, but I know a couple of people have done it and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty good. If BCMH gets to where it bigger, I might try it. I don't know yet. I haven't even thought about it. But there's that. Okay. So we're going to talk about getting started, and this is going to go into a big old thing that of just pretty much how to kind of set up for getting your photo started. You're getting a good photo. Okay. Oh gosh, we'll get back home. I feel that, girl. That's kind of what we're going to do for Mid-Kansas for sure. Is it's going to be like Mom and Dad and I are going to try to go see Beauty and the Beast on stage because, I've been wanting to do that. And then we're going to pack up and leave for Briar Midwest the day after. So, woo-woo. But anyway, we're going to talk about getting started. So this is kind of getting the stuff that kind of getting ready to take pictures. I'm going to talk about a little bit of lighting. I hope I have enough visual stuff to show you guys and that it makes sense because it took me I've been doing this for 2021, I think is how long I've been doing this, and I'm still learning. So, all right. Understanding the basics of taking a good photo. So, if you have a setup that allows you to take a good photo, like a light box like Kara does, or, whatever, lighting is key, and you guys can vouch for me on this one. I know Kara's got good backgrounds. Karen's got really good backgrounds. There's a couple others. Amalia had some good backgrounds. You guys had really good backgrounds but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, but your lighting was great. Your lighting was phenomenal. It was perfect. It was spot on at where it needed to be. Lighting is key. If you ever book with me for a photo session or anything, I'm all about lighting. But hear me out. I don't like direct sunlight. I absolutely hate direct sunlight because it's bad for the person and it makes your photos look really bad. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. The next one is going to be proper background blur. That is called bokeh or bokeh. I don't even, background blur. And that is we'll talk about that later too. Proper focus and proper angle are two of the others. I actually commented on one of Karen's photos. Absolutely loved the angle that she put her horse because it encompassed everything that I needed to see on him, and it made him look so good. There were a couple of other exhibitors that I told them you probably need. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Now I can't remember. Is it Boca's or Boki something? I can't really remember. But there was a couple of the horses in the show that I left feedback on about changing the angles, and we're going to talk about that because it just kind of depends on the horse. And that's just something I've recently learned. So we'll talk about that, and I'll get okay, Boca, thank you. I'll get y'all's opinions on that, and you guys let me know how you feel. So, talking about the basics of lighting. So pretty much here, we're going to talk about overexposure. He is. I want to see him in person, girl. You're going to have to show him to me. Yeah, it's, I was going to say, I think you're right, Ash. I think it's Boca. It's just like Bokah or something. Anyway, but we're going to talk about overexposure and underexposing. So exposure is pretty much how bright things are. Yes, yeah, I liked it. I thought it was great. It was perfect for him, at least, because he was kind of one of those that's, it's a little hard to kind of get, yeah. So I agree. That definitely showcased him the best, in my opinion. Now, somebody else could change, but, everybody's got an opinion. But overexposing is a bad thing because I find myself accidentally doing that too. Without getting into further, what does everybody use? Okay, so going in like Karen, I know Ash has got a camera. What do you guys use for your photographing of your models? Because I'll show you guys what I've got, but sometimes people use their phones and it's fine. Not everybody's got the $1,000, $2,000 camera like I do, and I don't know why. I have to get mine fixed. Okay. Oh my gosh, girl, that thing takes really good photos. Yeah, okay. Girls, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. I thought it was like a fancy camera. Holy cow. Okay, all right. See, I'm serious. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. You guys are my new hosts. Oh my God, are you kidding? Yeah, contrast is nuts. Yeah, the newer phones, like my phone, I would not trust. If I had, and it all goes into proper lighting and everything too. But yeah, I would never trust my phone. Plus, I have way too much crap on my storage anyway, so it would never allow me. But anyway, so you guys can see like what overexposure looks like on a subject. And I'll show you a couple of photos that I took today, or Wednesday, I think, that I think is kind of a little too overexposed. But this corner photo right here is underexposed, and I have a couple of those I will show you too. But you guys can tell the difference. Underexposed, kind of a correct lighting right here, and over. But the problem with this photo right here is this is in direct sunlight, and I absolutely hate it. So I'm over here going, but anyway, yes. So yeah, oh gosh, having a good light, because I've got a little, I'll have to show you guys later, but I have a little light that works awesome. So this guy that you're looking at right here, what do you guys think is the problem with this guy? This is one of mine, and I hate looking at him. Yeah, they are putting a lot of good photo. They're putting good cameras in phones now, for sure. Mine takes okay ones, but so in my opinion, this photo I have got to take, but this is where we're coming from, like Kara was talking about taking. Yes, okay. So in my opinion, Yeah, you can see me. Yeah, you can see me right there. Um, so, this guy has got a lot of problems in my opinion. You guys are pointing out way more than I thought, but you can see the glare. This is a glossy model, and going back from what Kara was talking about, glossy models are hard to photograph. Like this is an atrocious photo anyway, because in my opinion, he's got too much noise in the photo. He's overexposed. Where I took this, he was outside, and believe you guys are gonna laugh at me, but we do straw. We have a straw business, and I have an old decrepit I have an old decrepit straw bale that I use to prop up my background. So I will talk about that later. But anyway, my background, in my opinion, he's too overexposed. And yeah, 100%, Kara, you're right. His head is, oh no, Karen, I'm sorry. His head is out of focus. He is very badly focused. He's got a lot of, yeah, and then it's like, oh my God. So yes, have I marketed him? Yeah, I have marketed because this is the only photo I have of him. I need to get better photos. But yeah, he's too much. There's too much glare. There's too much overexposure in my mind. His shadows are okay. But like, yeah, you guys are 100% correct. There's too much glare. Now this next one, what do y'all think about this guy? In my opinion, I'll tell you guys my opinion after you guys tell me what yours is. Y'all are like tearing my photos apart and I'm sad. No, I'm kidding. You guys tear it apart. I don't care. That's why I put them on there. So what are y'all's opinions on this one? And don't be afraid to say something, because I'll be like, okay, maybe I didn't see that. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, thank you. So, in my opinion, Kara kind of hit it on the head, but I'll let everybody else kind of tell me. Overexposed? Yeah, I think you're probably right. There's a little bit of overexposure in there. Possibly. Possibly, yeah. Okay. What's up, Madison? Okay, so Kara said it right, in my opinion, and then Karen, I agree 100%. So, and there might be some more. There is kind of a little bit of overexposure. You're so funny. So in my opinion, no, you're fine, Karen. Seriously, you're fine. To me, this guy is too dark. Now I've got two different screens going on. He looks completely different on one screen versus the other screen. On my phone screen, oh girl. Oh man, it's been a ride so far. I've had lots of internet problems. You can ask the girls. And we have a couple of new people. We have Kara Downs and we've got Jen Cook. You probably know Jen from our shows and stuff. And Kara's one of our showmen. And then Karen's here. And then Ash is here, of course. Ash is my, yeah, she's there. She's there. So, yeah, this is Madison. She's one of my judges. Jacqueline couldn't make it tonight. Madison, I was going to show you my cool CC shuffle that I got, too. But, just go back and watch the video. Or I can just send you pictures. But anyway, so to me, this photo is a little bit too underexposed. So he doesn't have a whole lot of, I do like the head detail. So I'm 100% with Karen on that one. This guy's got a lot of head detail. That's why I love this model so much. But yes, he is, to me, he's too dark for the background. So that's another thing we'll talk about later. And to me, I think you guys hit the nail on the head. I think he's too dark. And there's some things about him that needs to be changed. So, moving on. What about this guy? What do you guys think about him? This might be a little, I'm not going to say it's a little hard, but I can see problems on, you're good, Madison. You're good, sister. I can see problems on my editing photo computer because I use the computer that I'm looking at mainly for the big screen right now. I use that to edit photos. But what do y'all think about this guy? Because there's a lot wrong with this photo, and I have not used it since. By the way, I do not own this photo anymore. And like I said, do not be scared to say anything. Okay, okay. Okay, so you guys definitely, you're on the right track 100%. Yes, I agree. Okay, so this guy, what the girl said, his angle is too low. And then his angle is off. The background is very busy, and the angle it's washed out. So, in my opinion, I agree 100%. My main focus on this thing is I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking at. No, you're fine. No, you were okay. It is hard, and we're going to talk about focus because focus is kind of a. It's very interesting, especially when you've got like a phone for sure, and sometimes a camera, because I've got autofocus on my camera, but so I have to still manually select where I want it to focus at. And I try to focus on the face more than anything, but we'll talk about that. Because one of the photos I took the other day, you guys might think like, oh, hey. So, yeah, this guy is kind of washed out. I had a lot of problems trying to get a good photo of this guy. To me, on my main screen, he's got too busy of a background. He is too much noise. So when I say noise, I can't really zoom in on it, but there's a lot of just graininess to the photo, and that's a problem with the camera. Like in the photo I'm looking at now on my phone screen, because I'm watching, that's where I'm reading the comments at. It doesn't look horrible, but when I'm looking at the main photo on my editing phone or my editing screen, it looks really bad. But yes, you guys hit it. He's washed out. In my opinion, like his whites look atrocious. And his muzzle's not really in focus. It is kind of hard depending on the parts to get some stuff in focus. It depends on, but that's like more of a complicated camera thing. And then the background for sure is way too busy. This was because I didn't have my hay bale. So, but anyway, and then, I was going to show you guys are making me feel like really like, whoa. I was going to show you guys some decent photos that I think are decent photos, but I mean, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong too. So these next couple are, I think, decent photos. They've done okay for me, especially this guy, but we'll talk about it. If you guys see something that's wrong, I will change it. So in my opinion, this is pretty good as far as an angle. Now you guys can correct me too, for sure. And then I think the lighting is pretty decent. He is a little overexposed on his shoulder, but y'all tell me what you guys think. Because he's glossy. So, but his color kind of takes away from that. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but yeah, you guys let me know. I think yeah, let me know. If I need to change something, then yeah, definitely let me know. Yeah, he is glossy, but um, his color kind of yeah, you can definitely not tell, just because of the lighting and everything on him. So this is outside, and I've got my background over my hay bale. Yeah, they 100%. I agree with you on that one, Kara. So I would change probably his shoulders, but he's really light up front versus his rear end where he's a little darker. So he does have some Appaloosa markings right in here. And that's pretty much it, where it like kind of bleeds out. Like it's kind of whitewashed, I guess, if you want to say that. But he's relatively, his muzzle's kind of not 100% in focus, but he's not bad. But yeah, I agree. He's, for the glossy, Yes. Yeah. Oh, thanks. But yeah, I think, in my opinion, he's a little too overexposed right here. Yeah, I agree with you. So this next one is perhaps probably the best one, in my opinion, as far as clarity, lighting. Um, yeah, I agree with you, Karen. It's for sure washed out. Yeah, but in my opinion, I think it's just because he's light. So I need to figure out something with that. I'm not sure yet. But this is Arax. He's named after a dragon from House of Dragons. But in my opinion, this is probably the best one that I can go by that I've taken, because he's kind of got, yeah, and he's really just, he pops really well. And the lighting is really good. He's not too washed out. Maybe a little bit on his face, but that's being very picky. But that's just good examples of lighting and how like lighting can, not help or help. So, but that's a pretty good angle for him. If I was going to be picky, I might have maybe, moved him away from the camera just a tad bit, but really that's being very, very picky. And thank you guys. Thank you. No, seriously, don't make me feel bad. Like, yeah. If you guys see something, I can always change because, like I said, I am not a professional. So we're going to talk about background blur as well. In this example, you guys can see it's kind of a clear background back here, and then she's like really bad back here. And so it depends on, so we are talking about model horses. Most of us that have shown these things are doing it with a background already set. So, like this background right here, I've got this, but it's still blurry. So it just depends. But to me, the one on the right or the left is obviously way too busy. That just depends. I think you're right. Yeah, Karen, you're 100% correct. Yeah, he's very, I'll have to show you him in person. He was at Mid-Kansas, but he's very light right up here. Like it washed his mane out. He's got a black mane, but yeah, he's definitely washed out for sure. But so yeah, he's to me this is very busy back here, and that's just too much. It takes away from the subject. But to me, this next one, that's too busy as well for me. That's too much blur. So there's got to be like a middle ground and whatever. But if you're on a background, you don't necessarily have to worry about it too much. You do have to worry a little bit just because, you don't want your background standing out. But so I've got two examples here. And like I said, I do for professional photography. So these two backgrounds are a little busy. And that's because they're just bigger. They're bigger subjects. These two backgrounds are a little busy, yes. But in my opinion, because of the subject standing in the middle, it doesn't take too much away from the subject themselves. If anything, thanks, Jen. If anything, this heifer right here that looks like she's like, really? Why did you disturb me? She kind of blends in because she does have some white. But my main takeaway from this is, yeah, this is kind of like this. So there is background blur, but there isn't a whole lot of this going on. It's kind of just tolerable, I guess. So not trying to be going into this whole like, oh, hey, how do you operate a camera and all this stuff. Background blur should kind of sort of be automatic depending on, your background and everything like that. It is hard to explain. Yeah. And that's kind of, and what Ash said is correct. Close-up images, the bokeh or the background blur tends to be a little bit better. These images that I've got here, they're farther away, like yards away. Like that heifer's way farther away, and then Karen, my friend here, she's way farther away. So it just kind of depends on what you want. So like these, for instance, these have got more bokeh, whatever, blur, and because they're a little closer. This actually was kind of farther away. This is one of our bob whites that we have on the farm. And I will talk about that. Yes. So what Karen is talking about, the f-stop and depth, that is on big cameras, but I didn't realize this until recently. I didn't know that cameras on phones have that. Yeah, and but if you still have background blur on your phone, like on your background in your photos, even if you do have a fabric background, it's still good because it still brings your model into focus, which all of you guys did good job. Seriously, they're awesome. There was a couple of them I had to worry about, but not you guys. So you guys can tell the difference between this background and this background versus these two. Granted, this flower down here, this one was close up, kind of like what, so yeah, it is hard to explain. And if you guys want me to, I'll try. But it's one of those I'd rather see you guys in person and show you guys on a camera versus via like live on YouTube, because it's hard to explain. And it's probably just because it's hard for me to explain. Yeah, and they do. And it varies on the phone, but you'd have to play with your camera. But the f-stop, I'm glad that Karen brought that up because, and yes, you can go manual mode, but Karen brought that up. The f-stop is the depth, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to think, the lower your settings on your f-stop, the more of a background blur you will have. Yes, I agree. And so the higher that you go, so like these two right here have a higher f-stop. Actually, this one's probably got a 2.8 f-stop because that's the lowest my big lens will go. This one was done, I can't remember. I think it was done on like a 4 something, 3 5 something. So the higher you go, the more of the background will come out of blur. Like it'll be more in focus, I guess, instead of out. These two, this one was a 2.8 on my big lens. Yes, this was a 2.8, and the more light that you let in. So this is a 2.8 on my big lens on the f-stop, and I think it's like an 8,000 shutter speed, or because it was snowing that day, so it was really bright, so I didn't have to. Yes, and that's the more light they get it. So this is a 2.8. I have a 70 by 200 2.8 f-stop that I use for a lot of these far away ones. So that makes this background blur. And then this one I think was done on a 50 millimeter lens. It's a little bitty one, and it's like a 1.8. So it's for like macro stuff, like little bitty stuff. So that's, if that helps does that make sense, guys? I hope. Because I'm glad you guys know f-stop and stuff, because I did not want to explain it because I'd rather show you guys, because I'm more of a hands-on person. Because it's hard for me to explain that stuff because it literally, I have to see it to look at it. And then, okay, so yes, 50 millimeters, they call them the nifty 50. And I've talked to a lot of people about, like we've got one entrant that's what she uses. She uses a 50 millimeter. The only thing about a 50 sometimes is, to me, they kind of go a little bit out of focus. You need to get back into it. You need to get model horses and then enter my show. No, you're fine, Karen. Honestly, okay. There are affordable cameras. I swear to you. It depends on what your price range is. The only reason I got a big camera like I did is because I was getting more into, I have a business now. I have a photography business. But there are like Rebel, Ash, what do you have? You've got like a Rebel T7 or a T6. Those are pretty affordable, and they're still really good cameras. They're about, oh gosh, I think I got one. Yeah, see, I got one on eBay for a little over 100, I think. So, I mean, as much as we pay for model horses, I think we can, yeah, they're affordable. I promise you. And they're worth, and then you can get, I think, a 50 millimeter lens for a little over 100, I think. It just depends on what you... Okay. Oh, you've got a 60D too? Oh, shoot, girl. I didn't know you had that. Yeah, 60D is like a step up from a T6. But a T6 will still get you what you need. 60D is pretty good too. I've got a 60D that I don't use anymore if anybody's interested. They're good cameras though. But okay, y'all tell me what's wrong with this guy if we're talking about backgrounds. And I think we talked about it before. Yeah, I can't remember how much I spent on my T6. Yeah, the 60D it's a good camera. It got me through a lot. I just upgraded because, you know, I got busy and wanted better quality, I guess, for what I wanted to do. It still gets the job done. But yeah, what do y'all think on this one? Okay. So, yeah, you guys are 100% correct. This is an atrocious photo. So, yeah, I agree 100%. My main focus was going to be the background on this guy because it is a straw bale, but it needs to have it needs to have something less busy. Oh God, a mirrorless. I haven't even thought about a mirrorless yet. But yeah, this guy's got a really busy background. I love that you guys bring in the scale too. Because I didn't even think about that. But yeah, you're right. Now, what would you suggest to do on this photo to make it better besides the busy background? Would you lower the camera? What would you guys do? I kind of sort of wish I had this model still. He's a pretty boy, but he got scuffed up real bad. Yeah, they are so expensive. See, I thought about it. One of the wedding photographers was using one at one of my friends' weddings, and she said she loved them, but I don't know yet. I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, what would y'all suggest on this then? Ooh. Okay. I'm eating Smarties. Okay. I like it. I like it. And plus, the farther away it gets, the more in focus you can get the horse. The more of a background you can get that's blurry. I agree. Alright. So, this guy's probably not pretty either. But he's done pretty well for me. What would y'all think on this one? Yep, I agree, Jen. So, I'm kind of leaning on this one's a little bit more correct. As far as the background and everything. Yeah, the mine's huge, but I've also got a battery pack on it. Yeah, he's very, very heavy, especially with my big lens. Okay. Oh, my mouse is on there. I was like, what is on his shoulder? Okay, I might have to retake his picture then. Okay. Yeah, he's done okay for me, but I kind of see where you're coming from, Kara. Because, yeah, that grass is a little bit high. I could have probably taken more off. Or at least dropped that camera down a little bit. Yeah, I agree. Okay. So, we're going to talk about focus next, too. You guys kind of know what focus is by this time. Because I have seen some good photos with something that is not in focus and it bothers me. But focus is pretty much like on a phone, you can just tap a screen and it should automatically do it. On my camera, it should automatically do it as well. Oh, thank you, Kara. Hey, honestly, if that's what it takes to do good, I'm down. I'm cool with that. Because you never know what a judge is going to think. But focus is a big thing because you want all of the parts of that horse to be in focus. And this is just a good example of not focused versus focused. So, my worst enemy right now is micro minis because I'm still learning how to photograph these guys. This is a bad example, or this is an example of a really bad focused horse. And I have seen some of these guys, but she's out of focus as hell. Pardon my French. I love her to pieces, and she's the cutest thing, but she is hard to picture because she's so little. And I don't have I need to get my 50 out and actually take a picture of her. But when we're talking about focus, her muzzle is out. I know. I agree 100%, Kara. And I did not realize this until I started judging them at this last show. But yeah, they are very hard. And they're hard to paint from what I've seen. I've seen some really good ones, though. But some of them are hard. Yes, 100%. They are blobs. So on this girl, her muzzle and like pretty much everything is out of focus. It's so bad. Like it looks good on the screen, but when I'm looking at it on my big computer here, so bad. I lost a Smartie. And another thing, here we are with another really bad photo of a super glossy horse that needs to be in more oh my god, I can't talk. That needs to have more focus. But I mean, he's got all the other problems from that Morgan that I showed you guys earlier. He's worse no, that Morgan was pretty bad. This guy, to me, not all of him is in focus. Like his tail's not in focus, his everything is not in focus, his face is not in focus. Plus he's a glossy, he's darker, washed out, bad background. Blech. But my main focus on this one was he was not in focus. And mostly going off of like this part right here and like this part right here. I'm going to go find my lost Smartie. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Ah. I'm so glad my corgi didn't eat it. Oh yeah, Chip's in the office with me, guys. Chippy. Come here, Bella. Come here. Oh, come here. Come here. You smell. Let's say hi to the girls. Oh, okay. He's like, oh, hi, Bubba. Chip says hi, guys. He smells like butt, but he says hello. This is the logo. This is the logo. This is the logo inspo. He's a little shit, though. You go, boy. He's like, no, I don't want to be up here, Mom. I don't want to be up there. He does not need a Smartie, Ashley. Oh, yeah, but this is, yeah, he's definitely uncomfortable, but, there you go, Bubby. Say hi. Say hi to the girls. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You go, boy. Yeah. Yeah, he is beside me, too. He's actually, oh, God. Okay. He's actually, just in the office hanging out. So anyway, going back to this guy. But yeah, that's the inspo behind the corgi. That's why we don't have a model horse and we have a corgi, is because why not, you know. Anyway, he's over here looking at me like, please let me out. I'm hostage. But anyway, so in my opinion, this guy's not as focused in his tail, and his face and everything like that. But yeah, glossies are very hard to picture. Oh my gosh, Dobby. How is Dobby? So here's a pretty decent example of a decently decently focused. His tail, I'm just now noticing, is not in focus. But for the purpose of the lesson, he's a little bit better off than this guy. Just because, well, number one, he's a mat. But also, in my opinion, he's got a little bit better definition to his face. Yeah, I think, you know, the latter portion of his tail needs to be in better focus, but, I don't know. What are y'all thoughts on this guy? Do you guys think he's a little bit better than the Arab? Oh, I think I got corgi hair in my mouth. Ew. Ah. Ooh. That's a good question. Now, which models are you referring to, Karen? Oh no, you're good. So, protein. No, you're fine. You are good. Ashley's got a, what was he, like a stray? He's a little turd. His name is Dobby. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at them then. If you want, you might send me some photos of him. I love that name, Fizzgig. So, no, what I was saying is, what are you guys' thoughts on this guy? Because he's, in my opinion, he's a little better. Ooh, he's a little better than the Arab. Just because, oh, he was a drop-off. Okay. Because he's a little bit more in focused in his face. He's got a little bit more detail. Granted, he's probably got a little less of a, like a little, he's got a little less definition than, in his tail, but in my opinion, he is a matte, and that kind of is, to his benefit for sure. But what do y'all think? Oh, thank you. So this is kind of what, I'm not going to say what we're looking for, but in my opinion, he's a little bit better as far as his focus. Now this one, Jen can probably, I bought this one from her a long time ago. I completely forgot about that, Jen. This is, Japeshi, I think is what you had him named as. But this little guy, now that I'm looking at it, I need to quit eating, guys, I'm sorry. Now that I'm looking at it, awesome. Okay. Oh my gosh. Guys, Ashley just sent me a photo of Dobby and his... Yeah, you sold him to me a long time ago. Dobby and his jammies. Oh my gosh. I didn't... He's so cute. But, so for a micro scale, yeah, he's a little washed, like his, his whites and stuff are a little washed out. But for a small horse, it's kind of going, it's given that first photo that I showed you all in like the super dyna-whopping blurry background that it's kind of blah. But in this case, oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, for the longest time I was trying to figure out like his name. I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh, duh. But yeah, for the longest time, yeah, I was like, what is that? But yeah, so it's got a super blurry background, but he and this guy, he's kind of, I mean, he stands out in my opinion. Yeah, he's kind of a little bright, and he might need to be toned down on his brightness and everything. I don't know. What do y'all think? We're doing a lesson thingy here. I need to shut up. I'm gonna drink my water. What do you guys think on like the angle and everything? What do y'all think? Is it Jupeshi, or how did you... You might have to tell me next time I see you in person and let me know what his name was. I agree. Oh, you guys are nailing it. Thank you, thank you. I'm over here going, oh, shucks. But yeah, I agree. The background blur. Wow. The background blur. Yeah, I think I agree with you. He's a little blurry, and that little muzzle, that little beady muzzle he's got. But yeah. Thank you guys. So, yeah, I agree. But the background blur is pretty good. It is a lot, but it's really just keeping him in focus. Yeah, he's a little whitewashed right in here. And I agree with Kara that he could be a little bit darker for sure. And Karen likes the bright. Okay, yeah. I mean, he stands out. Long J. Okay. But yeah, he stands out for sure. But I think I agree though with Karen. With Kara. I'm sorry. I'd probably turn his background or his brightness down just a little bit. So, going into kind of I'm not going to say this is another picture that I think the background blur is pretty decent. But this is out in the snow, so it's a brightness factor. The only thing is this guy is a darker horse. I do not recommend taking any pictures in the snow unless you want your horses to get wet, which this guy did, but he is not a show model, so he was just there. But the background blur, I don't know, Kara, what do you think on his scaling too? Because now I'm like thinking, I think I could have like cut off a little bit of the top here, but the background blur, I think it's not too busy. He's perfect. You can still see kind of so like right in here, this is a foreground thing. If you've got, this is mostly for like outside shots. The foreground, if you've got, a little bit of blurring in the foreground, that's okay. But he's got blurring in the foreground. He's got blurring in the background. Just as long as it's not busy. And that's pretty much it. But this guy, he's blurry all around except for him. So. Really? Okay, awesome. Yeah, his feet are lost in the snow. I should have done a little bit better of a job cleaning that up, but I wanted to make him look like he was like out in the pasture, like chilling. But yeah, this picture, I like it just because of the contrast of the model. Like, I like the fact that he's standing out as far as like he's, you can tell he's a dun. You can tell, see the description. Thank you. The description in his face. You can see, he's kind of got what it looks like reversed apple. I don't even know. But so, and you can just see kind of a little bit of everything. Now, would I use this in a photo show? I don't really think so, just because of the fact, like Kara said, his feet are kind of lost. But I think this is a good photo just as far as like background purposes. I agree. Like, I think that looks really good. So let's talk about proper angles. This one is from Breyer, Mindy Berg, 2019. I stole these. In my opinion, it is imperative to get the proper angle. What are some, besides Bobby Joe here, because we're going to talk about her in a minute, what are some models, original finish models you guys think have atrocious angles? Like, they're so hard to take a picture of. What are some really bad models? Because this one's the one that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm trying to see if I can find examples. I agree. I agree with you 100%, Karen. But we're going to talk about that. Really, most of the ones that I've seen so far have been pretty decent. Okay. Now what are you thinking on that one, Madison? Is that one, wait, hold on. Yeah, that is the Premier Club Arabian, right? Zafira. Okay, what about this one too? Ooh, Bouncer. Okay. Yeah. All right. The Andalusian. What do y'all think about that one too? I'm just looking at him on this photo in the JAH magazine. He looks kind of hard too. So since we're talking about those horses, ooh, okay, okay, okay. Oh no, you're good. Yeah, no. Yeah, full side shots is what I'm thinking. But yes, you're not wrong, cause yeah, her head is yeah. So this is what I'm thinking. So I did take this off of, I think, like a sale photo. So Bobby Joe is kind of hard to take a photo of. And in my opinion, I don't, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Side shots, they're okay. But I'm trying to think of, so here's a side shot of Bobby Joe. And at like Kara said, yes, okay, that one, he's hard. But the only reason I know that is I had a glossy one, and that was really hard to take a picture of, Madison. So in my opinion, on this, now you guys can correct me. Like I said, this is not verbatim. This is just my opinion, and you guys can, say yay or nay to this or whatever. But on this Bobby Joe mold, yeah, you can see her and everything, but to me, I would like to angle her just a little bit away from the camera to where she's kind of, you can see more of her face and neck. I don't know. What are y'all thinking? What do y'all think? Because that's kind of what I would like to do. Like Kara said, she angles, everybody knows who Bouncer looks like. And if not, that's okay, because he's kind of like this one minus the tail. He's standing, but he does have a tucked head that's kind of turned inward. But in my opinion, I'd probably angle this girl just a little farther away from the camera, her head a little farther away to where you can see her head and neck fully. She'll have her tail kind of out a little bit, but you're focused on the face. You're focused on what her face looks like and the rest of her body, but her tail is just going to be there. So I don't know what y'all think. So Karen, yeah, I think so. Kind of like not as much as Light Bright, because he had more of a tucked head, but a little kind of like that, if that makes any sense. Not to where her butt's like full, but yeah, I agree. Yeah. So that's what I would think. And taking this and utilizing it into a photo. So this is my little guy, Diego Sunrise. He is actually a custom on this Andalusian Stallion mold. This guy so this Andalusian Stallion mold's got a really tucked head. So this is a bad side profile picture of him, because, you can't really see his face and everything. So I had to angle Diego Sunrise here a little bit away from the camera to be able to see this. Now, I probably could have done a little bit more on him to kind of see his face a little bit more. But, I need to retake my photos anyway, guys. But I did angle him away from the camera a little bit just to be able to see, because he's got the same tucked head. Yes, I agree. So when you're saying C-twist, you're kind of talking about like what these guys are doing, right? Yeah. But yeah, I had to angle this guy a little bit to where, because he still has the same tucked head. He's got to, and he's a little bit on the side of, he needs to have more focus on his tail and everything, but I mainly just try to focus on his head. Okay, I get you. I've never heard it that way, so that's new. I learned something new today. Okay. So does that make sense, guys, so far on kind of what I was getting at as far as like angling your photos and lighting and everything like that? I know most of you guys know what's up, but to our new folks, does that make sense? And if you guys want us to go into more detail, let me know later on, because I might do something like that. It's a little bit, I'd rather see y'all in person though. Fandango is that way. Yes, I agree. Yeah, he's hold on, let me let me get out of this right quick. No, I agree. I agree with you. So yeah, okay. I see what you're talking about, Karen. Um so yeah, here's Fandango. Yeah, he's a little different. Oh yeah, cuz he's got that right there. So, do you guys mostly show him on this side then to where, you can actually see his face and it's not his oh, you guys can't. Oh yeah, you can. Okay. Cuz yeah, I have a feeling he's pretty hard to especially if he is like this right here. Cuz me, I like showing him. Okay, yeah, you'll have to send me photos. Bye, Kara. Thank you so much, girl. Yeah, sleep good, okay? I'm sorry I'm taking forever. But yeah, this is pre-recorded, or this is going to be recorded anyway, so you can definitely go back and look at it. But thank you for coming. And thank you for participating in the show. I hope to see you in the future, girl. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I see what you're talking about on him. Yeah, I like to show with the mane, but that would be really hard because, yeah, you can't see his face. So, okay. That makes sense. Where am I at? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go on into, so I'm talking about more places or more things to do. Yeah, very true, because they can look at everything. So moving on into like finding a good place to take your photos, good photo taking tools, proper backgrounds, and a good model. That's what we're going to go in. So before you start, a proper place to take photos. Most of you guys take your photos indoors, and that's perfect. That is ideal. A lot of people do that. I've started to do that just because it's easier for me. But before that, I took photos outside. These horses are all taken in 3 different locations. These 2 right here are outside, and this one is indoors. It just kind of depends on where you feel comfortable. And like I said, none of these are going to be perfect, and I apologize. Here's another example of one that needs to be angled a little different. But anyway, but these 2 right here, I use the natural sunlight because I like using natural light more than I do artificial. And this guy was taken with artificial light inside on my couch, actually. So it just kind of depends on where you have access to. It's definitely going to be a little easier to do stuff inside. If you do go outside, just be careful. I have to battle wind a lot. I have to battle a lot of wind in Oklahoma, obviously. So these 2 days were pretty good. I did this one on my back sidewalk, and then I did this one, same location, but just at the different background. And like I said, this one was on my couch. So it just kind of depends on where you can take them. But yeah, like I said earlier, it's probably easier to take them inside than it is to take them outside, depending on the weather, though. So photography tools, you guys have told me today, and I have learned a lot. You guys use your phones. This is the camera I have got, and the only reason I've got it is because I take a lot of other photos. I do a lot of other business with photography. But like we were talking about earlier, you can purchase, a pretty decent camera, or the phone works just fine too, because you've got multiple different lighting options as well. And it's probably a little easier to have different lighting options holding this thing than it is this thing. This thing weighs like 5 pounds plus with the battery pack on it. So, I also use, this is my lighting tool that I use. I used it with this guy. Let me see. I used it with this guy. And I used it, let me see, with this gal, even though she's not in focus. Trying to go through here. Most of these, like this was outside and this was outside. So the photography, that light right there that I'm using, I had it because I was starting to take photos that were kind of more in the dark. I did do photos, and this is on Amazon, Karen. You can find these. They're just LED light. I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, they're amazing. And there's a lot of different lighting options too. Kind of springboarding off of that. But this thing goes on the top of my camera. It goes on this way. You can tighten it. It moves up and down. And then it's got various different lighting options. Like it's got a warm or a cool setting. It's got 100% lighting or 60%, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to go find it because it might take me forever to go find it. I don't know where I put it. But this thing is cool. And you also don't have to have it for your camera. You can use it. I take it off of my camera and I use it to go, in front or behind the horse, kind of depending on where I'm at, like what it looks like. So it can be used as an individual, operating tool of some sort. It does not have to go on a camera. It does not have to go anywhere else. And it is chargeable by, what they call like a C charger, whatever. It's what the Androids use now. It's pretty easy to charge. Oh my gosh, my internet's not working. Okay. All right. So if you do choose to do to use a big camera in the future, I'm looking at your photo, Karen. Sorry, it's not loading right. I've got to wait for it to load. I don't know what's going on. This is what Ashley was talking about, a little 50 millimeter. But I mean, most of you guys have phones, so that's completely fine. But if you do choose to move on to a bigger camera, these are good lenses to have. This 24x70 I have, and that's what I use for most of my big stuff. But be ready to spend a lot of money on this one. The 50 millimeter is probably going to be easier to use on small stuff. You could probably try to use it on big stuff. Just be careful. You're going to have to play with it a little bit. And then, of course, having a good background is also important. Okay, there it is. Oh my God, Karen, I love your setup. I love that. That is awesome. So speaking of backgrounds, Karen just sent me a picture of her setup. That is amazing. I love that. And I love that light. So backgrounds are good. So the backgrounds I use, I found in the Walmart clearance section. Don't hate on Bomber. This is a really bad photo of him. He's a glossy. Ew. Yeah, see, so Ashley brought up a good point. The 50 millimeter has no zoom, so you're going to have to move around. This guy's got zoom on it, but you're going to have to move around with the 50 millimeter, which is completely fine, because if you've got minis, then it should be relatively simple to use this guy. But for bigger horses, it is it's a little bit more imperative to have like a zoom to where you don't have scaling problems. But for backgrounds, I have got like the cheaper options. I don't know, Karen. I like your setup. I think my main problem would probably be scaling, but honestly, so I find matte backgrounds, if you want a bigger piece of cloth or whatever, I find my backgrounds, and you can probably find them on Amazon. I have found mine in the clearance fabric section at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, whatever. I found the gray one that I've got now. It kind of looks like this. It needs to be ironed really bad. But I found my gray one at, I think, Hobby Lobby or Walmart. I can't really remember. But the green one and the blue one that I use, like this is actually, oh God, I gotta go away. This is actually blue, but it turned out purple. So, but I have this green one that I use, which is actually this green too. So they're two different greens, but different lighting situations. I got that at Walmart. So, it just kind of depends. This is a little softer material than that gray is, but I think yours is perfectly fine. I think most of you guys did really well on backgrounds. But the main thing, is just making sure that they're less distracting. And then that this one's not wrinkled. My gray one is wrinkled, so make sure they don't have any wrinkles in them. And of course, you got to think about your background blur. But what I did so like this guy, we already deduced the fact that he is super busy. It's okay, because I really didn't detect a whole lot of creases or anything in it. So I think that it looked fine. But like this one is way too busy. So, and this is completely two different scales too. But we have seen some of this, bigger scale that, has a pretty decent background. But what I did for this is I put dirt down. Like they're in dirt. Yeah, they probably shouldn't be, but they are. And that way it steadied them and, kind of made it kind of look natural. But this is an outside background, and I just had grass and stuff behind there. So, if you're outside, just make sure it's not super busy like this guy. And I didn't put them on 100% concrete because I was scared to death that they were going to get busted up. So, but another thing too is people that nowadays I've noticed are using more neutral colors, like the gray, for their backgrounds. Karen's got a really cool kind of like beige color, and it's not too loud. It's not too distracting, and it's just not, it doesn't take away from the model. I have done a couple where it's color coordinating. I've color coordinated these models a lot to the specific type of background. So like my darker models would go on this lighter blue. But it's also what I've had too. Like I've had to just deal with what I've had because I couldn't go get, something crazy, just because I needed it, like I had to deal with what I had. So, these lighter models I put in front of darker colors. I do like the green, for like, Arax's picture. I liked that fit him pretty well. But like this color kind of makes him look purple. So I don't know. It's one of those things you gotta coordinate it. You gotta work through it, this worked out good for this little guy down here. This little Morgan, that worked good for him just because he's dark. So, and another thing too, is I didn't mention this, but it just kind of depends, like, so far I've seen everybody. Thank you. I do too. I think I like it a little bit more than I like the blue. But I did this when I have like a little setup. It's like a little vanity that's built into this wall in my office. That's where I did take a lot of my pictures for a little bit. But I put like you can see like the edges right here. I put like a piece of a box right here and then put the, stuff over it. And then that's kind of how I elevated those stablemates. But yeah, it just kind of depends on what you're feeling. I really like the neutral colors a little bit better. I'm kind of gravitating toward that because to me, these are loud, but you can definitely tell where my photos are. But to me, these are really loud, and it just kind of depends on the model because it's not purple, it's blue, but it looks purple because of the, what I did to it. It's making him look purple. So it just kind of depends on what you got. And so now we're moving into the good model versus kind of a crappy model. So this is a glossy and then this is a matte. In my opinion, it is a little easier to photograph, like we discussed earlier. It's a little easier to photograph a matte model versus a glossy model. So, this Veravel here, she is glossy, but she's lighter. So like Kara mentioned earlier, it's a little easier to photograph lighter models versus darker models. But this guy, he's matte, so he's going to look a little bit better anyway because you don't have to worry about the glare. Plus, he's lighter colored, So he stands out on the background that's a little darker. So it just kind of depends. You have to play with your lighting. You have to play with, your settings on your phone or your camera. And you got to just look at it and just play with it, because it's all about trial and error. And that's most of how this happened, like how most of my photos happened. Let's talk about a big thing. So I'm a photographer, and do you guys have any questions so far on anything, or any comments or whatnot? What y'all thinking? Y'all alive? Sorry. Keep hitting my microphone. Oh, awesome. Yay, Karen. Thank you. Okay. So, we're going to talk about a big thing. So, this is controversial in my opinion. Some people are against it and some people are kind of tolerant of it, but it is editing your photos. Now, I'm going to tell you what I do. It's not always, and it just kind of depends. The main thing is ask your people, like ask your show hosts how they feel about certain things. Okay, let me know. Oh, you're just doing your Twitch, right? Okay, you're going to have to give me a little bit when we're done here. I've got to make sure I can stream through my YouTube. I don't want to use BCMH 100% for streaming, so unless it's like this stuff. But we'll see. I'll see. I'll have to get it into my Mother of Porgs account. Anyway, yeah, you're looking for Mother of Porgs after this if you guys are wanting to watch gaming. But anyway, so most show people are okay with, adding a little bit of extra contrast, adding a little bit of extra brightness and stuff like that. They are against putting fake backgrounds in, adding things that aren't there. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to transfer my stuff into Jen. Okay, sorry. All right. So I'm okay with, taking away some shadows if you can. Stuff that just kind of makes it like look at just a little bit better. I am not okay with adding fake backgrounds, adding fake anything to the horse minus, what you've got up here if you can do it. So, me on some of my stuff I have to. It just kind of depends. Like on this one, I have to, if there's like a wrinkle or something, I take it out. I can do that. It just kind of depends, and I've got to ask first if the show host is okay with that. But like this guy, I just brightened him up and I, took away some of his shadows. And that's about it. So editing is kind of, it's kind of up in the air. I would definitely check with your show host before you do it. Because yeah, and now that the rise of AI is happening, it's absolutely off the table if there's any AI in anything. Minus, the words, and that's about it. Okay, so we're going to get into actually showing your model, which most everybody here kind of understands the gist of this whole thing. Proper breed assignment, we're not going to go there because that's really just, it's deep. Because it's subjective, it's deep. But make sure that your proper breed is assigned to your horse. That's self-explanatory. It's super easy. I have seen some in our CM class, in our custom classes. There was one entrant that did not put the right breed assignment with her horse, but it was an accident. It happens. It can happen. It is not, it is hard to get, because I've done that. I've mixed them up by accident. There's so much crap going on, and there's so many things in your phone, and you just accidentally share the wrong thing. It happens. So, you know, it can happen. Labeling your photos, sometimes most of the photos shows that I've experienced, they're about the same. You put your name, you put your breed, the gender, and then your name. And some people can do it on their phone this way. I can do it on my phone that way. Some people put it in the comments. It just kind of depends, but that's kind of the gist. That's kind of how you label them for the most part. Let me see. And then your references, Karen does the same thing. And I've seen a lot of them, like Kara does the same thing. Karen does the same thing. I take screenshots, but I put, most of the time, if you're in a photo show, oh, thank you. I got it at Atwood's. Most of the time in the photo show, the references go in the comments. Keep them there 100%, just because it's less, you know, busy. But yeah, definitely reference your photos on breeds that are, and I do say in my photo show that they are required if it is a complicated breed. This photo show, what, Ash? I'm trying to read your, they don't do horses, or they do what? I'm confusion, girl. Okay, help me out. But no, I wonder if you've got like an app, or on like your photo editing on your phone, if there's an editing tool to add text. Cause that might work. Cause that's what I do. But yeah, I like to require references on breeds that I've never heard of, or that like a crazy color, like a paint thoroughbred, for instance. That's getting pretty popular. I like to see a reference on that, because not everybody's going to know. Not every judge is going to know that there's paint thoroughbreds, or they might not like them. So I always say, if it's a complicated, like this guy right here, he's a Morgan. We know he's a Morgan. I'm still going to put, oh, I get it, Karen. I get it, girl. I do. I'm still going to put a reference on this guy, because I did once and he did really good in his class. He nanned because of the reference, because there was 3 others in the same class. So, I'm going to do it, because for some reason, I feel like it's right. So, references are great. They can make or break something. Oh, I forgot that Photoshop was on phones. But they can make or break something. And if there's, like I said, if there's a lot of horses in the same class, this might help. And it has helped me form an opinion or form a placing. If there was multiple different class, things in the same class, and one of them's got references, I'm probably going to do it. I'm probably going to choose it. So, and 100,000% make sure that the photo is yours. I haven't had that problem yet with photos that aren't theirs. Or I should say the photo and the model. Yes. Oh my God, we should do that. That is perfect. Oh my God. I love that idea. Yeah, I didn't know there was a Photoshop on iPhones. Or on just phones. But yeah, make sure that photo and the model are yours. Now, a couple of these I have sold, like, oh gosh, I still have this one. Yeah, a couple of these I've sold, but this is my photo. I am not showing that horse at all, because I don't own it anymore. But I've not had that problem, knock on wood, but you never know. But anywho, I hope you guys learned a lot. That was all that I had to present on that subject. What are your thoughts or questions for me? I will show myself again. Hello. I have an arm up because I was scratching my arm. Hello, guys. We're just gonna, I'm repping today too. Yeah, what's up? What it is. What it is. Yeah, see, I'm not, Ash is more, Photoshop. She's better at Photoshop than me. Oh, Becky just had a moment. So yeah, what are y'all thoughts? What are y'all's thoughts? There you go. Okay, Jen. That works. See, I can't, I'm gonna have to get into it, but I have not. I've used Photoshop. Oh, I completely forgot, guys. Oh my goodness. I was gonna have you guys look at these raw photos. Yeah, I haven't gotten into it yet. Let me get this to load right quick. I'm not done yet, Karen. Sorry. I'm being an idiot over here. If it'll load. Oh my goodness. I was going to have you guys look at raw photos I took. Oh my god, why are you like this, computer? Are you kidding? I'm about to fist fight my computer, guys. Okay. Let's see if it'll work. Okay, it's working. Alright. Ooh. She had a moment. Okay. So, these are raw photos, which means they have not been touched yet. But, maybe. Oh my god. I'm about to fist fight my computer, y'all. So, I'm trying to look into. So, like I said, I haven't touched these yet. If you guys can see this one that I'm looking at. I'll go back, sorry. Okay, this one that we're looking at, like I said, she's not edited. This is an atrocious photo, and I want to puke. Reason being is, if you guys can't see it from my end, it's super granulated. Like, there's so many it's so grainy, it's so bad. So in my opinion, it's not very salvageable. But I have a new background I was trying out, and not a fan because it's kind of blah. But it's kind of like the same color that Karen's got, kind of like a beigey color. It's an actual blanket. It's kind of like a throw or something. But this one is atrocious because her face... Okay, there we go. Her face... I can zoom in on these guys. This is not... Look how grainy that is. You guys can see it. Look how bad that is. It's just... It's pixelated. It's all get out. So, this is not an acceptable photo anyway. The face isn't in focus. She's too... I mean, I don't have any light on her. I've got maybe like my phone light or something. But yeah, she's not good. So this is a little better. Let me see if it'll adjust right quick. There we go. Okay, so we're still dealing with the graininess, but like you can still see that there's graininess going on here. But she needs to be brightened, in my opinion. But she's a little bit more in focus here. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Because I'm going to have you guys pick these for me. And which one you guys think are more that I need to edit. Definitely not this one, though. So these two right here, they need to be worked on. I wonder if I can upload these. No. Oh, God. So, yeah, in my opinion... Woo. I agree. It is, Ash. So I think that's the problem is, yeah, there's there's not enough brightness. See, I had to turn down, or I had to turn up my brightness, but that means that I had to, I think, lower my shutter speed as well. So that didn't help. Um, so yeah, both of these right here, they're gonna need a lot of work just because I didn't have my lighting on them 100%. So, but yeah, these are what I'm looking at. These are what the raw photos look like before they're edited. But between these two, I know that they need to be adjusted as far as she needs to be like righted. I don't know if that's the good word for it. But yeah, what do you guys think? There's 43 and 44. I kind of like this one. If I could edit that. Yes. Yep. Yes. Okay, I agree. I wonder if I can add that. Ooh, no, I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, never mind. I might lose that. Okay. Sorry. Internet went stupid again. So, what Ash said pretty much adds some more light. I'm going to reduce this graininess. There is an option to do this in Lightroom that I use to edit most of my stuff. So I can reduce this graininess and make it look a little bit better. But yeah, I think I agree. I think I would try a different background on her too, for sure. And there's some close-up photos. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's look at... So this guy, I actually want... What did I name him? I just recently had a name for him. Yeah, this one's pretty busy. It's definitely busy. So there's this option, which I think going off of what Ash is talking about, I think I agree as far as, taking him away. So this guy is light colored. He is, a light appy. He's dark headed, dark feet. Oh, thank you. I couldn't remember if I showed you guys him or not. I am gonna fist fight my internet, y'all. Anywho, um, if you're seeing this, please send me a new internet. Anyway, so yeah, in my opinion, yeah, he is not very in focused in this one. In focus, blah blah blah. Yeah, I agree. I like the darker background on this guy. There are a few options here though with different lighting. So I think, yeah, I agree with it because I'm not a big fan of this light background. So there's a couple of different options. There's this one, which you guys can see my computer automatically resetting to a darker setting because that's how he is. We get OEC. I think that's who we get. And we had a mouse eat one of our really good internet when we had a really good router, and then they just provided us with a crap router. So I don't know. We're working on it though. We've got like a booster that Cody bought on Amazon. But I don't know. I'm still kind of debating on these two. But anyway, yeah, I like the gray background a little bit better. It makes him stand out a little bit better. It just kind of depends. But here's the next one too. This is going to be kind of a lighting issue. So you guys can see too the wrinkles in this. I got to iron it really bad. And an angle thing. This is what I wanted to talk about, angles too. So this guy, he's okay standing kind of to the side like this, but I angled him a little bit away from the camera, and you guys can kind of tell that you can see his face a little bit better. You can kind of see his tail a little bit better, but he's also got that, that little propped up foot. And you can kind of see it, but it's not in focus. But in here, you can see it a little bit better. Now, the only thing that I do not like about this is I am focused 100% on his face. His butt is not 100% focused. So, Karen, that's going back to what you were talking about as far as getting all the body parts to focus. I had that same issue. And every time I tried to focus on his face, I would lose focus on his... Oh God, Jen, yeah. So, which one is clear? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? So, but yeah, that's going off of, because his butt is not in focus. If you guys can tell, yeah, he's grainy, but his butt is not in focus. His face is, but not his butt. So, ooh, okay. Right here, his butt's a little bit more focused. So I don't know. I don't know if I like the angled or not. But yeah. So here's another one that's a little bit more exposed. You guys can't tell because it automatically adjusted itself, but I like this one a little bit better, me personally, minus his butt not being focused. But I think the lighting and the shadows are a little bit better. Here's another one. 1 or 2. And then here's this guy. So yeah. I think I kind of liked... Let's see. I kind of like this one and this one a little bit better. This one's overexposed minus... Like, this is what you're seeing before it darkens. This is what you're seeing before... it auto corrects itself, because it looks completely different on my other screen. But I kind of like, I don't really know which one I like. I think I kind of like this one a little bit better. But anyway, or this one. Shoot, I don't even know. Anyway, so here's this guy. There's a lot of problems with this guy. Number one, let it adjust right quick. Okay. Number one is look how unfocused his face is. He is so bad. Like his, makes me want to vomit. And plus, the lighting and everything like that. So it is hard. This one's a little bit better. His face is a little bit more focused. But this guy is really, really hard to photograph. He is a glossy, number one. But yeah, he is very hard to photograph. He is for sale or trade, by the way, if anybody's interested. So yeah. And then I think I tried to angle this guy a little bit more. I cut him off, like his scale is off. So here's another one of an angled photograph of the Appaloosa. In my opinion, too much white. And his face is too dark. So, yeah, because I'm using my lighting. Yes, I agree, Karen, 100%. Yeah, he is definitely, and he's hard, though. He's so hard to photograph. It can, Jen. It can be very distracting. And as Kara said earlier, it is super hard to get him focus, like get them to look right, because there's so much glare and the lighting is super hard. In my opinion, if it's super gaudy and super bad, it would be hard for me to place them. I love glossy models on the live show table, but it is very hard to show glossy models in a photo show, in my opinion. Now, have I seen some do okay? I don't know. I don't think so. I really have not seen very many do okay. Have I had some do okay on me personally? Yes. The Autumn Shimmer that I showed you guys earlier, she's done very well, but that's because I took a photo outside where there wasn't a whole lot of glare on her. So it just kind of depends, but me personally, it is hard to judge those because of all the glare. Like, we know that it's glare, we know that it's glossy, but for me, it's hard. And me personally, as a photographer, I think that, hold on. I think that these matte photos, like this matte horse, looks 10 times better than that glossy horse that you guys saw. Like, this doesn't look as good as this guy does, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. And you guys, but yeah, you guys, let me know your guys' opinion. Because to me, I think, matte horses look better. I think that is all. I think that's all I got for you guys on these pictures, because I haven't edited them yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to retake them because I've had some issues. So I just wanted you guys to see some raw photos and get your opinions on them. So anyway, it's me again. Yeah, that's one of Kim's cows. One of her heifers. But anyway, guys. Okay. You guys have any questions? Any thoughts? All about to fall asleep on me. Drink some water. Ow. Yeah, but that's just me personally though, Jen, because like I said, I've had some problems with photographing them. It's hard to get a good one. It really is. Yeah, but I would definitely reach out to some other show hosts and see what their thoughts are. Yeah, I know from me personally, like, I've had a lot of problems with them. An open forum on angles. Okay, what you thinking? What you thinking? Oh, yeah, we could do that. Like, what everybody's thoughts are on the general info page, we could do that. Yeah. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on how you angle certain things properly? That would be good. You can start one. Yeah, go for it, girl. I am all down. ASMR. Yep. So you're having issues. Yeah. Okay. So you're having issues on kind of like how to focus. Okay. ASMR. It's on my microphone. Like, I'm doing this with my brush because it was dusty. And I was like, ooh, the little ASMR thingies, the audio sensory whatever. Yeah, that's what that was. I would see if we can get some opinions. I would also do that. Jen, I need you to add or get into, if you're not already, the BCMH general info page. That's what Karen's talking about. And yeah, I would probably do a forum on glossy models too, and kind of see, because I only know just from me personally, kind of what I've done and whatnot. But yeah, that's a good idea, Karen. That's a really good idea. Oh my God, Becky, I swear. My camera, y'all. Anybody want a good one? So has anybody started, Karen, have you started packing for Briar Mid? Yeah, it is on Facebook. It is, yeah, I definitely, that would be, yeah, that would be good to start that, because I'd like to learn too. I know that for sure we'd pick up on some stuff from some people that know a little bit more. I need to take some headache medicine, y'all. It is, yeah, Bitter Creek. Well, it's Bitter Creek Model Horses. So it's BCMH. Yeah. And I do, oh, see, okay, so I have started packing, kind of. So, okay, I have no space. I have no space whatsoever. A what? Okay. Oh, okay, let me see what, hold on. It's all capital. If you go to the search bar, I'm actually on the BCMH page. Add me on Facebook too. It is, you know what? I'll send you an invite. Hold on. I will send you an invite. Okay. Haha. Okay, I sent you an invite to the page. And then I am going to send you Bitter Creek Model Horses is the Facebook page. I think you might already be on there. But yeah, so I have kind of sort of starting to pack, because you guys know most of my show string consists of Peter Stones. And then most of my minis are AR, like artist resin minis. So I had to sort through all those. I am down to 1.5 show string tubs, but I am down to, I think, about 3 tubs, because one of them has sale stuff in it. So, which I am bringing a lot. So if you are going, definitely come and find me. But I haven't even started to sort through my minis yet. I did get them. I do have my show list made, but that's about it. So, but yeah, Madison and I think we're going to try to share a table. So hopefully I don't take up all of the space. Yeah, I just purged. I purged all my stuff. I'm like, I can, if I can make some money, I have more money to afford other ponies. So, or I can buy a new, or buy the costs that are, afford the cost of what's going to take to fix my camera. But yeah, I'm going to try to, I think we've got 1 table for the vendor deal, so that should be enough space. But if you guys are good, what do you guys, oh God, Jen. Ooh, girl. Yeah, I'm not gonna even count. I kind of quit a long time ago. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, guys. If you are cool, yeah, Karen, if you want to go ahead and start that forum, go for it, because I'll be looking. I'll be watching. Yeah, I'll be looking, because I want to know too. But yeah, I want to get off here, take some headache medicine, and then see about streaming. Maybe, girl, it ain't no problem. We all understand. We get it. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here. Probably take some. Sweet. Thank you so much, Madison. Yeah, you guys have a good night. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions on anything, and if you're bored, then we're going to try to figure out I'm going to try to figure out how to stream on if you guys want to go to my gaming channel, it's Mother of Porgs on YouTube. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to stream there. And if not, Ash and I'll just play and she can stream. So anyway, you guys have a good night. Thank you for all the support. I love you, love you, love you.